Good day everyone, my name is Chu Chai In, entry number 263011. Today I will go alert to present our group assignment, which is ethical issue of Lynas Corporation Limited Company. And I will explain about the executive summary and case summary. First, I would like to present about the executive summary. This report is about the ethics and environmental issue of Lynas Corporation Limited Company radioactive waste. Lynas Corporation Limited Company holds a unique position in Australia because it is a rare earth mining company and is the world's second largest rare earth producer and the only major producer outside China. However, in the production process, it caused the problem of radioactive waste and pollution, such as air pollution and water pollution, were caused in the area in which the plant was located. The health of the residents living in Gapeng, Kuantan has also been affected due to the production process. Next, we go into case summary. Lynas Corporation Limited Company was established by a company called Ingangi Grow & L in 1983, and it was renamed Lynas in 1985. Lynas is an Australian rare earth mining company engaged in mining process and concentration plant and also refining operation. Mining process and concentration plant are operating at Mount Val, Western Australia, while the refining process are operating at Malaysia. The refining facility located at Gabon near the port of Kuantan in Malaysia, which was named the Lynas Advanced Material Plant (LAMP). Malaysia being chosen as the site for building LAMP after searching all over the world for a site that meet Lynas prerequisite. This is because Malaysia is a place that existed of a great platform with industrial capacity based on gas and petroleum fuel. In Malaysia, the sources such as energy, water, chemicals, as well as gas are much cheaper compared to other countries. The sources such as gas, water, electricity, and also the facility that reagent from the local suppliers are easy to access in Gapeng, Malaysia. The Gapeng bypass can ease the flow of traffic from the industrial zone to Kuantan port. Hence, Gapeng, Malaysia offers a cost-effective and also convenient towards transportation issues. Even though LAMP may bring negative effects to the environment and citizens, Malaysian government is still accepting the request and give the permission to Lynas for building up the LAMP at Gapeng. This is because Malaysia will gain benefit in many ways. First of all, the gross domestic product of Malaysia will increase up to 1% with the contribution of this project. Moreover, employment opportunity in Malaysia will also offered by the plant. Furthermore, the rare earth is a growing market and it will surely benefit Malaysia in the future. Most importantly, new knowledge, information and technology will bring to Malaysia by the building of LAMP at Gapeng, Kuantan. Consequently, this should help educate society and promote to the sector development. And it was very important to Malaysia because we are a country that are still growing and developing. There is a lot of argument regarding LAMP because of the following reason. First, the Australian government stated it would not accept any return of the generated radioactive waste. This implies that if radioactive waste is to be stored in Malaysia, it is probable to have a negative impact on the environment and also residents. Next, Lynas does not have long-term waste management plan at LAMP, although the waste may include radioactive material such as thorium and the product of their decay. Lynas does not have constructed a permanent waste disposal facility and also no decommissioning plan for LAMP. In addition, the real economic benefit also be increased, which is that the existence of LAMP may generate up to 1% of the nation's GDP. This is because Lynas owner joined a 12-year tax holiday. This means that for a long period of time, the Malaysian government will not receive tax from Lynas. Therefore, the Malaysian government have invited and also cooperate with the IAEA to study and evaluate the process of LAMP and its potential output and byproducts. The outcome of the report shows that the process of LAMP, product and byproduct will be harmless to the environment and humans. Nevertheless, the IAEA report is not acceptable by anti-Lynas group as unreliable. Besides, some of the residents are not satisfied that LAMP is located near to the villager in Gapeng, Kuantan. That's all from me, thank you.
Hi, my name is Tokimi, number 2261343. Now I will continue talking about the energy awareness. We know that the Lynas have bring benefit to the economy, but it also had caused some effect to the environment and the human health due to the accumulation of the radioactive residue. Firstly, Lynas had built in a poor location where surrounding with 500,000 persons until 700,000 persons that living within 30 km radius. And the management of the waste in their company also affect to the environment and the human health. The soil waste had increased the pH of the soil and bring positive to the growth of the oil palm. But the water waste had caused belly flow and water pollution for the villager. While the flue gas that contain radio gas that may cause the air pollution and diamond cell to our lungs. Besides that, the company also produces low-level radioactive material. The low-level radiation is more physiological than the radiological and leave uncertain anguish about what will happen to the villager. Moreover, an issue about why Western Australia refused to accept it if it is WLP. They have 580,000 tons of radioactive processing and 256 Olympic size of the swimming pool of WLP that store pill in Gerben. It is safety of waste itself, but the its safety in the volume, temporary store and the permanent disposal. We need to think about it and focus on this issue. In the business ethic, Lynas more focus on events of short-term benefit than the public health and the environment. Besides that, it also has so irresponsible action that put worker and villager into the danger. They also did not get informed consent from the local people. In the business level, companies should identify all the aspects of organization activity for improving and minimizing the effect on the environment. In human rights, villagers should protect their freedom, protection of minority rights and having a good condition of living environment in order to achieve the goal of the environment right. That's all from me. I will pass the next slide to my group member. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. Our measure number is 262804. I will present about our winner stakeholder of Lynas Corporation. The main stakeholder in this case is Lynas itself. Lynas is a chemical factory mainly refine the rare earth material that from Australia and build a Gambia industry estate near with Kuantan deep water port in Malaysia. Lynas management did not take environmental issues seriously. The Malaysia of Deputy Minister stated there are some elements detected in the groundwater pollution the monitoring data that provided by Lynas. However, Lynas Corporation refused to take any responsibility for such pollution issues, so it can continue operation to gain more benefit in Malaysia. For better alternative, Lynas must ensure that e-waste has a practical and safe waste generation and disposal mechanism. The next stakeholder are government and government bodies. The Malaysian government has provided and permitted the strategy planners status into Lynas Corporation. Hence, the manufacturing activities of Lynas in processing rare earth which may causing serious radiative waste issue is become legal in Malaysia. Even the waste management plan submitted by Lynas is not clear enough to approve Lynas continue operation in Malaysia. For better alternative, the Malaysian government has banned the import of processed raw materials that are suspected of causing environmental problems. Malaysia Atomic Energy Licensing Board also asked for the submission for a detailed radiative waste management plan for Lynas Corporation. The last stakeholder are community and non-government organizations. There was strong community participation in the organization of Malaysian stock Lynas, which I gathered support of local or interstate residents including also 61 NGO in response to protest the government decisions to renew the Lynas operating license. This is because of the radiative waste produced by Lynas already bring higher risk and hazards to public health. For better alternative, Lynas Corporation should publish actual scientific evidence with a complete environmental impact assessment of the facility to prove its operation didn't bring out any environmental issue. So the last part is the constraint that faced by Malaysian government. Malaysian government has rendered strategic planners stated to Lynas Corporation because of government want to maintain good relations with Japan. As Japan is an important contracting party for Lynas to provide the main financial support, so that government that establish a good relationship with Japan can support Lynas to continue in business in Malaysia. Overall of my part is about Lynas Corporation issues several stakeholders, which are included Lynas itself, government, along with its body, community and NGO in bringing different benefits and mutual influence on each other. The Malaysian government should always cooperate with related authorities to formulate sustainable development guidelines to preserve Malaysia and environmental and public health interests. That's all for my part. I will touch on my next good member. Thank you.
Good day everyone, my name is Tujingna and my metric number is 261396. Today I would like to share about the ethical reasoning based on our report. As we know, ethical reasonings can be defined as a process of judgment on an individual behavior, policy, or institution which resulting right or wrong based on the moral standard. It highlights the moral standard, required, prohibited, value, or content by stakeholder of the company. However, every individual or stakeholders have different perspective and standard on the ethical issue that faced by the Lynas company. Government is one of the stakeholders who has the regulatory authority to ensure the multinational organizations are complying the local law in protecting the interests of its peoples as well as create appropriate ecosystem. For example, the government agency that regulate radioactive material in Malaysia, which known as Atomic Energy Licensing Board, AELB, the Director General of AELB, Raja Datuk Abdul Aziz Raja, have retorted when the Lynas Executive Chairman Nicholas Curtis claimed that they earned the permission to store the waste on-site forever in Malaysia from the government. But the fact is, the Lynas company can keep the waste temporarily only. The Director General of AELB also claimed that if the waste of Lynas company keep the thorium level to 1,600 part per million, then it will be safe to disperse everywhere. In addition, the Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad allowed the Lynas company to operate locally with the condition that the firm remove the radioactive waste from the country by reducing the radioactivity of raw material before bringing them to Malaysia. Then, the adverse effect have been criticism by netizens and environmentalists on the ethical issues due to the environmental concern. The lack transparency of Lynas company has faced a lot of opposition from the public. For example, anti-Lynas programs known as Save Malaysia Stop Lynas (SMSL), which aim to stop the operation of the plant. SMSL declined to meet the Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad for preventing government decisions on extending the waste storage license. This because the radioactive waste released by the plant really harmful, which consist the heavy toxic substance such as non-radioactive neutralizations, underflow and UF, and radioactive water leach purifications, WLP. Furthermore, employees feel empowered through career developments and high safety standards. For example, a plant superintendent believes that the oppositions would have a different opinion when they involved into the operation of Lynas, while the general manager of radiation safety highlighted that the company meet the national and international standards. And senior executive also stated that the detractor just playing the political games. Besides that, the senior procurement executive give examples of her two successful pregnancy. Therefore, the operation of Lynas is ethical and do not harm the peoples as well as environments based on their perspective. In conclusion, we can conclude that the netizens or the local communities and the environmentalists have the strong ethical arguments based on the argument from various stakeholders. The lack of transparency and engagement of Lynas companies become the major concerns to the local communities in the aspect of public health, environment and development. Therefore, it is undefined risk and potential harm effect when the Lynas company violate the standards. Lastly, the netizens or the local communities and the environmentalists have the strongest arguments pointed out that the operation of Lynas is unethical unless the company have more concrete policy and alternative to solve the issues. That's all for me. Thank you.
Good morning everyone, my name is Fong Jia. My mention number is 261968. Now I'll continue the part of ethical suggestion. To solve the Lynas radioactive waste problem, our group suggests a few solutions to overcome the issue in Gepang, Kuantan. Firstly, an ethical suggestion is to enhance the law by the government sector. The government should always adjust the punishment to make sure it is updated and increase the public awareness about it. The waste material have seriously affect the environment of the area, even the health of the people surrounding also been affected. Therefore, to punish this unethical issue, the government can increase the fine as higher as 10 times the cost of processing the waste of production and suspend Lynas' temporary operating license until the problem is safely discovered. So, if the government increase the fine and suspend their license, Lynas will realize the problem they made is give a huge impact on Kuantan. As a result, they will remove the radioactive waste quickly instead of to solve it after got many complaints from residents. Secondly, do a campaign Save Malaysia, Stop Lynas to show unsatisfied to the Lynas Corporation. The purpose of this SMSL campaign is to protect the health of residents and the environment in Kuantan, all of which are toxic to humans and can cause cancer even exposed repeatedly over time, as the doses can accumulate over one's lifetime. So they hope this SMSL campaign can lead the government to take the correct action about Lynas Corporation to the radioactive waste. Next, our third suggestion is always supervising the chemical industry and the quality of the river. The government should hire more supervising staff to regulate the manufacturing industry regularly to make sure Lynas industry follow the rules to process radioactive or chemical waste. If Lynas had over the limit of the pollution index set by the government, the supervising staff can make a report to the upper level and control the problem before it explodes to the outside or become more serious. Lastly, the government should make term and condition on the renewable of operating license. The renewal of license have three conditions. That is, Lynas will have to move its cracking and leaching process, which is presently conducted at its plant in Gepang, out of the country. Lynas will have to recognize a specific site to construct a PDF and to obtain written permission from the state government for the use of that site, and Lynas will have to end all research and development activities related to the issue of radioactive WLP residual as the condition in the field of agriculture. So, if Lynas cannot solve the radioactive waste problem for 6 months, the government can suspend the contact with them immediately. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Ji Xiaoni and my metric number is 263290. Now I will continue present about the conclusion. In conclusion, we know that Lynas Corporation have two corporations in this world, which is Gebang, Kuantan, Malaysia, and the second one is Mountain Vale, Western Australia. The rare earth in Mountain Vale, Western Australia is acknowledged as the highest grade rare earth in the world, while rare earth in Malaysia is the world's largest single rare earth processing plant. As we know, Lynas Corporation is a legal corporation, but unfortunately, they have some action that is unethical, and this unethical can give some negative impact for us and the environment. Lynas should always focus on the management system on the radioactive substance, and the government also have an important role to strictly monitor environmental complaints and also make sure that the safety and health workers to protect their welfare. Now, I will continue present about the ethical lesson that we can learn from the case. Regarding to the radioactive waste such as non-radioactive neutralization underflow residual and the radioactive water leach purification residual, the employer have a responsibility to ensure that the employee is in the safety and healthy environment. For example, every year, every company compulsory must have a free body checkup to all the employees. This is because through the body checkup, the company can better know and understand each employee physical condition, such as the impact of radiation to the employee in Lynas company. And the second one is the activity or business that we did must be legal and ethical. This is because an unethical business or activity will lead to environmental pollution, such as air pollution and water pollution. For example, in Lynas Corporation, such as radioactive waste material will affect the health of the people surrounding there.
And the last one is we must protect the environment. This is because environment is very important for us, and good environment can give us a good health. We can protect the environment by do not did the activity that will affect the environment, such as will lead to air pollution or water pollution. This is a serious issue that will also affect the human health. For example, an air pollution will lead to asthma and accelerated aging of the lungs. That's all from me. Thank you.